Hi parents, it's Kristen Tortorella, the junior high pastor here at North Coast Church in Fallbrook, and this is your weekend recap. This weekend was our Starving to Serve celebration, and about 35 of your students participated in it, and it was a great weekend. We had our top fundraiser, which was Gordy Nixon. He raised almost $2,800, which was great, and right behind him was Mason Webster and DJ Matos, and so Fallbrook was on top again, third year in a row. And with that, on Sunday, we kind of took a break from our relationship series and went in and talked about serving others, and kind of led a little more of a discussion style setting on Sunday rather than a sermon style, and just kind of asked the students what they learned and what they took from the experience. And a lot of the students just mentioned how blessed that they felt that, it was hard to go without food, but they knew that if they were starving, that there was food right in the fridge, and they didn't want to cheat, but there was just that safety and comfort in knowing that, well, when it is time to eat, there will be food, which the kids that we were trying to empathize with didn't have that same opportunity. And some of them touched on temptation and how it was really hard, and it was hard to stay strong and not cheat. And it was just a great discussion on Sunday, and the students were definitely into it and learned a lot through the Starving to Serve and fasting experience. And so what we did is we talked about a devotional by Oswald Chambers, if you guys know My Utmost for His Highest. And we did the February 23rd devotion, which is called The Determination to Serve, and it really centers around Matthew 20:28. And it's, this whole passage of James and John's mom going up to Jesus and saying, hey, can my sons rule with you, and can they be your right and left hand men? And Jesus is like, you don't even know what you're asking. The other disciples are rolling their eyes, can't believe they're even asking. And then Jesus gives this message: the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve. And we talked a lot about how if we are Christ followers, that means, as Christians, we're trying to follow his example. And his example was to be a servant for others, to pour out his life to the last drop for others without expecting anything in return. And we focused on how the motivation behind us doing good things for others has to come from not our love for other people, but first our love for God, and then our love for other people. Because if we're motivated solely by just loving other people and wanting their response, we're going to quickly feel defeated, because we're going to be met with a lot of ingratitude, and we're going to be met with a lot of obstacles, because we're putting all of our motivation on a human response. But if we put our eyes on the Lord, and out of our love for him serve other people, we'll be able to keep going, and that'll keep our motivation pure, and it won't be based on a response or gratitude or ingratitude that we get, but it will be based on what it's supposed to be based on, and that's love. And I told the students, reminded them, remember, the entire Christian life boils down to two simple things that Jesus said. He says, love God and love others. Everything else will fall into place. It's not complicated. And so we talked about serving and loving others. So it'd be great for you to follow up with your student and to ask them, what did you take away from the Starving to Serve celebration? And if you didn't participate, why do you think it's important to serve others? And maybe have them give an example of some time in their life where they've had to sacrifice for someone else, sacrifice their own wants or desires for another person, and what that meant and how that felt. And so hope this leads to something good, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.